Righto, it's a bit windy here today. It's the next day, obviously. We've got a little bit done. We've carpeted the roof, the floor. I'm just in the process of carpeting the front wall, and then we're gonna do the back wall, carpet that, and then obviously we can't really put the back wall on as yet because we're waiting for the spare wheel carrier. So once we get that, we bolt that up, then we can, you know, fix the back wall, and we can basically start the fit out today and put the fridge and the drawer and everything in and get it on the way. So let's get into it. Righto, so we've finished insulating and walls and all that jazz inside the canopy, so I'll give you a quick rundown on that. We've just put the fridge and the drawer in there, just positioning to make the faceplates and the other dividing walls and things like that, so we'll give you a look. That loose wall there is because we didn't get the bloody wheel carrier from the powder coaters yet, so we're waiting for that before I can screw that up. Yeah, basically we're waiting for that to go on the back. But yeah, this is basically sort of what it's going to look like. We're just going to put some a wall down the side of the fridge and a wall up the top, and then another wall is going to go down the side here. I'm going to cut out for the, obviously for the ventilation for the fridge, and the wall will go all the way down to the back of the drawer there and across the back, and then that's it. And then we're going to leave this section here completely open so that you can put whatever you want. And that's basically it. Now, disclosure statement. This drawer is not from Adventure Kings at all. Just for any of those who are trying to look for the same drawer and looking on Adventure Kings website, it is not there. You will not find this drawer. Now, we've just taken the plate off the old tub rack that Kyle had on his car. So we just removed that, we've just put it on there just to make it look the part, nevertheless. So that's that. We'll give you a rundown of this drawer in a minute. If you're looking for this, we'll leave a link down in the description about where to get this drawer from. It's from eBay. We'll leave a link there so you can get it. It's pretty nifty. It's got chopping boards, it's got bloody fold out tables and things. It's awesome little drawer for the price. So we'll leave a link down in the description, you can check it out. Righto, so we've just built a base plate for the bottom of the fridge. So we've got to lift it up about 70 mil just so we can allow for the door to open and things like that. And if you look at my one that I've built here, I've raised it up because, you know, everyone has a tendency to just push stuff there, and then if you open the fridge door, you know, you'll knock things off when it was down there. So we've done the same for there for Kyle's one. We've lifted it up 70 mil. It's supposed to look built just here. I've just slapped it together with some staples just so we've got a baseline, and now I'm going to screw it all together. So let's get into it. Righto, so basically what I've got here, I've just built a 75 mil base just to keep it high off the ground, just so, as I said before, the fridge door doesn't drag along the ground, and if you put your phone or something in front of it, then obviously you won't knock it off when you open the door. Now, these King's fridges, obviously they come with 4 brackets. They're pretty small. They're like this. They're L-shaped brackets. These ones here, I've straightened them out a bit because they're going to go here, either side, just there. Now, the other one, I've left it at an L-shaped bracket. We removed the rubber stops, the rubber feet that are on the bottom of the fridge. So we've taken all 4 of them off, and the bracket basically is, it's still bent, the ones on the back, and they go where the rubber stop used to be and basically screw into this there. So as I said, we've straightened these ones out to mount to the side there, no worries. So we've stopped the sideways movement and the forward and back. So that's it, that's basically it. So we're going to screw them in, then we're going to mount this to the floor, and we're going to build the walls around it, and happy days. So let's get into that. It. And basically, as I said, underneath, I'll just give you a quick peek. The bracket's just there like that, screwed underneath. That's it. Okay, so we've got the fridge and the drawer there. They're not mounted at all yet, but we've built the walls. So I've got to cut out a section here for the fridge vent to breathe, and in the back as well, obviously. And that's basically it. That's how it's going to be. There's going to be carpeted as well. I've got to build another wall beside the fridge and then up the top there as well. But I may even just leave the top bit open just to let air circulate and heat to escape and things like that. So we'll do that, and then we'll get it all carpeted and mount the drawer. And the fridge is basically permanently fixed now, so that's not going to go anywhere. That's all good to go, and we'll just carpet everything up and go from there. I'll give you a show of this drawer. So that's the drawer there. It's got its own like little table on top of it basically. Now, it also folds down, so I'll show you this. There mightn't be enough room between here and the fence, but we'll have a look. So it comes with everything. Everything you see, the non-slip mats and everything, there's 2 of them. There's another one for the top of the drawer as well. And obviously, that acts as your table. So, as I said, I'll leave a link down in the description for this table/drawer, and we can go from there. And if you want to, interested in getting one, because they're definitely worth the money. They're around about, when we purchased this on eBay, it's around about $600. So, you know, they're not cheap for these drawers at all by any means. So if you're keen to get one of these drawers, we'll leave the link down in the description. As I said, they're around about $600 and you can nab yourself one. Hopefully they've got plenty of stock. Righto, so we've basically finished off the walls around the fridge and the drawer, so we'll give you a quick sneak peek of that, because I didn't really film it because obviously you've watched me upholster all the walls before, so you know, basically you know what's going on. So I'll just give you a sneak peek of what we've done. So that's basically the back wall, and there you go. We basically, fridge is all nipped up. I haven't put this one on yet, just got to glue that one on there later, so we'll do that. Obviously that's, I've cut out around for the fridge vent, and I've left a gap at the top here so that the heat that goes in from the side, the fan blows out the back, it'll all come out this side here. And that's basically it. We're just waiting for obviously the spare wheel cover before I can bolt this section of the wall back on, and that'll be it basically. Then it's getting stuck into doing all the wiring and things like that, so that's going to be the hardest part. It's just running wires and things like that, USB sockets. We've got a touch panel that's pretty cool. Haven't used that before. I use a Red Arc system, but we're getting a different style one for this setup, something a bit cheaper than Red Arc obviously. So we'll do that. It's still got Bluetooth and things like that. We've still got to put the rooftop tent on and wire up reverse cameras and a whole heap of wiring. It's just wiring. So we'll get stuck into that. But righto, it is midweek. I've had a few things on the go. We've finally come back to the canopy build. If you can see the jerry can in there back there, that means we've had enough of the canopy build and we're burning it to the ground. No, just joking. So today we're going to install these hardcore roof lights. They're going to go up on top of the canopy door. So these retail for about, I think they're about $110 each, and they're about a metre long. These are 3 settings. One is being the bug orange, one being a white, and then one being just like a dull white. Cool white, whatever you want to call it, said Kyle, correcting me. Thank you. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to mount these on the canopy doors and basically see how we go. We also got the 6-gain switch panel. Now that is from Drive Tech, I believe. Now this is a Bluetooth model. So Adventure King, sorry, they don't they do a switch panel similar to this, but it's not Bluetooth. So the customer Kyle, he opted for the Bluetooth one, so I had to give Kings the lemonade and SARS and go and buy this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and install this today as well, and we've got a few bits and pieces, wiring things to do, so we'll get stuck into that. Righto, so as I said before, we're going to mount these lights up on top of the canopy. So if you have a look up here, we've got a bit of a ridge. It's about 10 mil. Now, if you use a normal drill, you'll see obviously you've got all this length, and we don't really want to put a high spot or drill through the other side of the panel. So it's got a little socket here, little 8mm socket that we'll chuck on there. That only allows us that much to drill through, so we don't put a high spot on the other side that you can see, or we drill through it. So there's a little tip for you. Just put a little socket on there, or some washers or something, whatever is long enough to get the depth that you want, and happy days. Now, if you order the hardcore lights, you have to order these separately. These are like little flush mount brackets that they just clip into. So you just rivet those in, and then you basically just push your light on, and then that's it. Simple. Happy days. That's it. So basically we'll just repeat that a couple of times and it'll just click straight in. Righto, so that's basically it for the lights. So they're all up, all done, one each side. We had a bit of issue with the GoPro batteries and things like that, but we've mounted the old lights off the old tub from the King's rack, and we put them in the back next to the number plate. So I'll show you that. Just put them in there. I run out of rivets, so we've got to get another rivets tomorrow from Bunnings. But there, that's basically it. The display panel, that's been mounted, that's there. And we've got to get, I've got a few other things coming tomorrow as well. So I've got so USB sockets, a cigarette socket, and another cigarette socket and USB, which I'm going to mount into the rooftop tent once we put that on. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm running out of daylight, you know, I'm racing around the clock trying to get things done. I've been flat out, so we'll give it another day and get into it again. I got some vents as well, so I've cut out that where around the fridge where it already has a vent on there, but in my opinion that looks ugly. So I've got a louvered vent that we've got powder coated black that I'm going to put over that just to neaten that right up. So we're going to do that as well. So rightio, we're back at it again. Today we're going to just pull the back wall down. We didn't really screw it in, we just sat it there because we were going to take it down anyway. We're going to put the battery in, build a box for that, maybe crimp a few wires for earthing and things like that, and we're going to install those parts there. We'll just show you there. We're going to put them in. So we're going to mount one of them SIG sockets and USBs beside the fridge, and the terminals obviously for the crimping of the earth and the positive wires that we're going to install. And what else we got there? We've got a surface mount socket as well. So this one's going to go in the rooftop tent up in the corner, so that's where he can charge his phone and put, you know, one of them rechargeable fans or something in there, whatever it is. But that's what that one's for. And we got that one there, which is just a double USB and a SIG socket. So that's basically that one there and a SIG socket. So we've got a harness as well from Steedy, fog light harness. That's for the back lights that I'm going to hook up as reverse lights to give him a bit more light when he reverses and things like that. So we're going to do that as well. And basically that's what we're going to get stuck into today. So let's get into it. Right, so what we've got here, this is the control box that runs the 6-gain switch that we have on the other side there, which we'll show you in a second. Basically, I'm just mounting it to this wall here because the battery's here, and it's nice and easy, nice short distance to run the wires. So basically what we're running off this is going to be the fridge will run off it. There's going to be the lights that are on both of the Canopy doors. They'll be on 2 separate switches as well. And then we have the rooftop tent, which is that SIG socket we showed you before. So we're going to be running that SIG socket off that, and that'll be basically it until, you know, if he decides later on he wants to put a water pump in, or, you know, another, like a boom box or something like that, that's what we'll use the other ones for. But for now those two will just be empty, and that's basically it. So we're going to mount that up, we're going to crimp some wires, get some earthing done, and run some Anderson plugs and hook up the USB and SIG sockets. So that's what we're going to get done right now. Let's get into it. There you have it. So basically this is the interface that runs the control panel. So it'll run obviously off the phone and things like that. So it's just got an earth connection, a positive connection, and basically you just run all your earths to your body, and your switching will just be done off the positive side of things off this. So that's basically how this works. It runs just a USB connection into another USB up the top there. So it's pretty straightforward to put in. They retail for about $200. We'll leave a link down in the description for this membrane box if you're interested in that. And that's it. So we're going to hook up the battery. We're probably going to make a battery box for this so this doesn't slide around and do all sorts of funny business while it's getting taken off road. So we'll make a box for that so that's not moving around. Crimp some cables, run some earth, get some more cables, and then we're going to be running probably tomorrow, because I don't have a fuse block to go from the start battery for the car, run it down to here for the DCDC charger. So we're going to put the DCDC charger above here as well, and that's basically going to be it for the wiring for today until I get a few other things. So let's get the DCDC charger and install that as well. Righto, so what we're doing now is we're installing the DCDC charger. So we just got a 25 amp Kings one. That should be plenty for a 120 amp hour battery. So we're putting that in. Let's mount that up, and then I'll explain to you what a DCDC charger does. So basically the DCDC charger runs your solar inputs. So basically, I'll explain it to you in 1 second. So basically, in short, this DCDC charger, now they offer a 40 amp version as well, which, you know, it's a bit big for this setup. So, but basically they offer 2 inputs. So you got your solar charging and off your car. So if you want to opt for a different style DC-DC charger, there's plenty of other options on the market, from Red Arc to, you know, there's hundreds and thousands of different DC chargers. So whatever suits your preference. You know, if you want to build a budget build, these things are grouse. You know, DC-DC charge, they're basically all the same. Now, there's a few modes on it. Basically, you select whichever battery you're using. So if you're using like a gel or a lead acid or AGM battery, or even a, you know, lithium battery like this one, you just go through the modes, you'll select the right battery, and basically if you've done all your wiring correct, you should not have any dramas. Your battery will charge. Happy days. So that's what we're going to do for today. I don't really have enough cables and things like that, so we're going to make up a few earths and things. But for today, we're just mounting things up, working out where things are going to go, and we'll get stuck into it tomorrow. We are back at it again. It is the next day. So we've already filmed a few things off camera. So I've made a battery box. I have installed the DC-DC charger, as you would have seen already, and I've just run a few wires to the cigarette socket and to the fridge. And basically I've got to go to JCar in the morning to get a few of the terminal posts. I need a positive and a negative so we can run all the earths and all the positives to the right sections and things like that. So basically tomorrow we're going to run down to JCar. This afternoon I have just put a bit of conduit over the hardcore lights just to tidy it up a bit. We're going to run the cables for them. I'm going to plug them into the display box which we've got. Which basically everything that you'll see throughout the build, we'll leave links for the descriptions if you want to know where we got it from and how much they cost and things like that. So basically at the end of the build series, we'll give you a breakdown of what everything costs and basically where it all comes from, and you can basically decide for yourself whether you want to build a canopy or just leave it to the professionals. So that's what we'll do. So we'll get stuck into doing this and we'll see how we go. Okay, so we're all crammed in the canopy here trying to wire up some things. Basically, the hardcore lights, they come with a switch panel, which these are cool, warm white, and they got an amber color as well for the bugs, which in my personal experience, I've had them in my canopy and they don't keep the bugs away, I can tell you that. Orange lights are overrated. But, nevertheless, that's what we're doing. We're wiring up these switches, and these are basically all the wiring looms that come with it. So you get an extension harness, you get your light, obviously, you get a single switch, and obviously your power supply, which is an extended cable as well. So basically we're hooking all these to the switch box that we've got. So I will be cutting these ends off and we're basically going to wire them to the switch panel. So not only are these obviously a switch as well, but they'll be controlled. If you can just leave them on, whatever color you want, whatever dim you want, and you'll turn them off manually on the switch panel there. Or, you know, as I said before, that is a Bluetooth unit, so he can just operate the whole thing off his phone, so he doesn't have to worry about walking to these and turning them on and off. So, but you obviously do need to touch these panels to change the color and dim them up and down. But as I said, you know, for him, he's probably not going to want to need to do that. Or if he does anyway, his switch panel's there. He can easily operate it and things like that. Now, I'm not really sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but they may do a dimmer switch or a remote for these. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, leave it in the comments, let me know if they do, because that'd be a cool option too, because I might like to put them in my own canopy setup. But yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just removing the sheath off it so that we can expose the wires, so that we can separate the earth and the positives. So the positives here are obviously going to go to the switch panel, and then basically that'll be for the switching of the lights on and off, and they'll go all the way to the negatives, which is a pole that we'll show you in a minute how I've wired it all when I've got the little posts and things like that. I don't actually have them right now, but tomorrow I'll get them and then we'll give you a rundown of those. So that's what we're going to do now. Just going to snip these, we're going to put some terminals on the end, plug them into the distribution box, put a terminal on them. They're going to go to the earth on the terminal post, and basically that's it. These will plug into the switches that are provided here. So these have got, look, just a little male and a female connection. Click them in, screw the end on. That's basically it. That end there is obviously the bit we just did before, that's running in the conduit, and that end there plugs into the other end of your switch, and that's it. That's your complete circuit. As I said before, you can work it off his mobile phone, or he can work the switches manually, but he'll also need to turn the power on for these switches off the switch panel, which we've set these up through. So that's basically it for that. That's how simple that setup's going to be, and basically we're going to run another one. We're not really sure what lighting we're going to put in the rooftop tent yet, but stay tuned for that. We may even run the same 1 meter hardcore light on the inside as well, but it's up to him. So we'll let you know how we go with that. That's what we're going to do.